Hopefully I'm jinxing this entire situation by making this video, but it is currently 3:09 p.m. on Sunday, July 2nd, and Damian Lillard is still not on the Miami Heat. It's been over 24 hours since he requested a trade, but I do think it's coming. Now, y'all read the title to this video, so I don't need to sit here and tell you what we about to do. I always hated when YouTubers did that. For example, like I might have a pipe that broke in my house. My house is flooded, and I go to YouTube to see how to fix it, and the YouTuber starts the video by saying, "Hi, I'm here to tell you how to fix it." I know what you about to tell me. I searched it, and I kept saying, "Get to the damn point," which is probably what y'all are saying to me right now. Anyways, I'm not worried though. Anytime a star player gets traded, those trades do take some time to come about. When Kyrie Irving requested out of Brooklyn, it took him about 3 days to get to Dallas. When KD went to Phoenix, I tried finding how long that took, but every time I Googled KD trade request, all I found information about was the first time he demanded out of Brooklyn, because he did it like 100,000 times. I didn't want him anyways. Actually, I really did. I'm not gonna lie. I was sad when KD went to Phoenix, because we thought he was coming to Miami. And now if Miami doesn't get Dame, I don't even want to think about it. Anyways, I'm not too worried yet. These things do take time. Initially, I said if it doesn't get done by the end of today, which is Sunday, I'd start to get a little worried, but I think it could possibly take 3 to 4 days. So let's say if Dame is not on the Miami Heat by the end of Wednesday, I'll be a little concerned. I will tell you that. The big reason that this could take even a little bit more time is because there will most likely be a third team involved, and that, of course, is where Tyler Herro is going to go. The Portland Trailblazers don't want him because they already got a bunch of guards. They got Anthony Simon, Shaedon Sharpe, and those guys. So Tyler Herro will most likely go to a third team. If he's traded, I mean, technically there is a world where you could send Duncan and Lowry and make the numbers work that way, but I highly doubt that Tyler Herro will survive another trade rumor, because he's been in a million since his rookie season, and somehow he's still here, but he most likely will be gone. And I mean, even today, he updated his Twitter bio. He removed the words Miami Heat guard, and he traded his Twitter banner to all black. So do with that information what you will. The teams we heard that might want Tyler Herro back are the San Antonio Spurs and the Brooklyn Nets. I think his fit makes sense with both of those organizations. Obviously, those are more young, rebuilding teams. I really like his fit with San Antonio. Obviously, they just got Wembanyama. He's a big man. They got Keldon Johnson, who I think is more of a 2 or 3. So Tyler's fit there is pretty obvious. And then obviously in Brooklyn, who knows who's staying over there in that trade? There's a lot of talk that maybe Ben Simmons can go to Portland, which I don't personally like because he's kind of a guard that can't shoot, which is really what they're saying about Scoot Henderson right now. Now, obviously, Scoot can develop his jump shot, but who knows how long that's going to take. But even if Ben Simmons is still in Brooklyn, Tyler Herro fits because you obviously got Mikal Bridges, you got Cam Johnson, and I do think Tyler Herro would fit very nice there too. Now, there is some other sticking points to this, right? Portland has Jusuf Nurkic on a monster contract. He can't stay healthy, unfortunately, even though he is a good player when healthy. Now, they're trying to find someone to take his contract. Maybe it's Miami, maybe it's Brooklyn, maybe it's a completely other team. Now, would I want Jusuf Nurkic? Probably not. I mean, he's a good player, but Miami already has enough guys on big contracts that can't stay healthy. But if the only way to get Dame is to take Nurkic, then I would do it. Another thing that could be holding this trade up is Caleb Martin. It's pretty clear that Portland wants him. I mean, who wouldn't? He had a spectacular playoffs. But I think Miami's going to do everything in their power to keep him. I think Dame wants to play with Caleb. That's what we've heard. And I think there's no way that the Heat will trade Caleb Martin in this deal. I also hear a couple people saying that Bam might be involved in the deal. I can tell you right now, there is a 0% chance that the Miami Heat trade Bam Adebayo in any deal for anybody. Now, before we get to my trade that I was cooking up in the trade machine, I do want to ask a favor from y'all. If you would be so kind to subscribe to the channel and leave a like, it would really help me out a lot, help me chase the dream of doing this full time one day. Now, I typically don't like to ask this sort of thing in the middle of the video because the video kind of just started. You have no idea if you're gonna like me yet. My content could be trash to you. So why would you ever leave a like on my video? But I want to try something different this time, because a lot of times people might leave the video at the end right before I ask y'all to like and remind y'all to subscribe if you're not already. So I just want to ask y'all now, because it has been a fun off season and I have lots of fun ideas and content coming up. And we keep it creative over here. If you a Heat fan, if you an NBA fan, you're going to like what I have going on this channel. I got skits, edits, all sort of fun stuff coming up. So leave a like, subscribe. It helps your boy out a lot. Now let's get to my trade. All right, so here's the trade I cooked up by myself on fanspo.com. I'll leave a link for that website down below if y'all want to cook up some trades yourself. But of course, the Heat get Damian Lillard. That is the prize of this deal, right? And then they'd also get Dorian Finney-Smith from the Brooklyn Nets, who would be a perfect starting four on this team. He could play defense, he could switch, and he could hit the three. I would absolutely love him here. So for Miami's portion, it's kind of obvious there. I know y'all see the pick from OKC, but we're going to get into that a little bit at the end. Moving on to the Portland Trailblazers, they would get the expiring contracts of Kyle Lowry, Spencer Dinwiddie, and they would also get Haywood Highsmith, who's more of just like a salary cap filler. But then they'd get the biggest portion of that trade, I guess, which is the 3 first-round picks and Nikola Jovic. So if you kind of want to look at it, it's like they get 4 first-round picks because, of course, Jovic was just drafted last year. But the best asset that they get, I guess, is addition by subtraction, is they'd be losing Jusuf Nurkic in his big contract, which would go over to the Brooklyn Nets. Now, why would the Brooklyn Nets want Jusuf Nurkic? Well, they probably don't. So you got to incentivize them a little bit. And that's where it comes in and we give them Tyler Herro. Now, why would the Nets do this? Well, they're simply getting Tyler Herro without giving up any first-round picks. I hope that's enticing to them because they're, of course, going through a youth movement with Mikal Bridges and Cam Johnson. So if they're able to add Tyler Herro to that roster without giving up any picks so they can continue to build their roster, I think that might be something that can incentivize them. Of course, the OKC part is here because they are going to make an inevitable trade with the Miami Heat to unlock that extra first-round pick. Now, if you don't understand why, it's kind of hard to explain, but it all relates to that Stepien rule, whatever the hell rule is called. Y'all know what I'm talking about. The rule where a team can't be missing first-round picks in back-to-back years. So basically, by trading the Thunder our 2024 first-round pick and giving them a second-round pick to incentivize all of this, they would be sending us back our 2025 pick, which they got a while ago. It was through the Clippers. I forget the whole way that pick traveled. It went all over the place. But them sending us that pick back now allows us to have picks in the years 25, 27, and 29. And now, of course, that allows us to trade 24, 26, 28, and 30. I hope that made sense. If it didn't, just know this little bit with OKC is pretty much inevitable. So that's all kind of why I think this trade is beneficial for all 4 teams. Now, I tried getting Duncan Robinson in this trade. I'd love to get rid of him if I was Miami. I'd love to send him over to Brooklyn and get Spencer Dinwiddie's expiring back. But the truth of the matter is Duncan Robinson is a negative asset at this point. Yeah, he had a good playoff run, but at the end of the day, he gets paid too much to not be good enough. I'm sorry. And any deal you do to trade him, you'll probably have to attach a first-round pick, and Miami has no picks whatsoever available. They barely even have any seconds because of poor asset management the last few years. I mean, you could start back a few years ago. They traded 3 second-round picks to get KZ Okpala. He obviously sucked, right? So then they had to get rid of him. That's 3 seconds that are gone for nothing. Then last trade deadline, right? You got Dwayne Dedmon, who again sucked. And then you had to attach a second-round pick to get rid of him. And now this time, you signed Victor Oladipo to the extra year, $9.5 million with the player option. Of course, he opted in. Now, I do love Oladipo, but of course, he always had the injury concerns. He did unfortunately get hurt in the playoffs last year. And now to unload his contract, you had to attach another 2 second-round picks. So that's a total of 6 second-round picks they pretty much wasted for nothing except poor asset management. All of that to say, those are basically just some reasons why the Miami Heat have almost no picks. But I do think that this trade is a high possibility because, truthfully, I don't believe Portland has a lot of leverage. Everybody's saying, oh, Joe Cronin is saying that he's going to take the best deal. You got Adrian Wojnarowski saying that Cronin's not only listening to Miami, he's listening to all these other teams. You got the Clippers, you got the 76ers. I just want to say that I think that Woj report is BS. He very clearly has never had an in the Miami Heat organization. He knows nobody inside of our front office and just makes up all these reports to keep his friendships with all these other owners. So yeah, of course him putting that news out there is just to drive up the asking price for Miami, but Pat Riley's not going to fall for that. At the end of the day, I know Damian Lillard doesn't have the no trade clause like Bradley Beal, but he gets paid too much money to go to an organization who doesn't want him. Because who's to say, right, that Joe Cronin and the Blazers don't want to screw over Damian Lillard, send him to the Pistons, right? And then Dame just gets to the Pistons and then demands a trade. Now he's screwing up their entire future because the Pistons just wasted a bunch of assets to get a guy who's going to ask out anyways. It doesn't work like that no more. Nowadays, the star players don't reach free agency. They demand trades whenever they want. And it's really a star-driven league, which if you ask a lot of people, it's a good thing. If you ask others, it's not. Of course, I'm not in the NBA, so it's really irrelevant to me. That's kind of my trade idea, so make sure to let me know what y'all think down in the comments below. And also, follow me on Twitter. That's @AnthonyD_Heat. I'll have that linked in the description too. And if you find the tweet where I'm promoting this video, I'll go ahead and post it and I'll say, check out the new video on the channel. I have some cool clickbait thumbnail or something. If you find that tweet, go ahead and follow me and retweet it, and I'll pick someone who does both of those things, and I'll shout y'all out in the next video. But other than that, leave a like if you enjoyed, leave a dislike if you didn't, because at the end of the day, I can't really tell you what to do. But other than that, I'll see y'all next time. Peace out.
Pull up in your city, tryna get that dead face. Do it on my own, I don't need no dead weight. Had to kill him off, yeah, I need a head space. You know this homegrown bitch don't offend me.